So here's the problem I have with black culture sometimes. You got 3 grown men on the Pivot podcast. Ryan Clark is one of them. You know who it is. Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor. 3 grown men, all over 40, gray whiskers and everything, just like this, engaging in conversations about another grown man's relationship. Some backstory: Sierra was on the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God asked her, "Hey, what do you think about the rumors of people calling Russell Wilson lame?" She called it a myth, blah, 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 on and on. And these guys are on this podcast talking about whether this grown man is lame. Now, what's considered lame in the culture? Not cool, not gritty, not grimy. He's still down in the trenches. He keeps it real. But he's a father, takes care of his kids, has a beautiful wife, he's working. Listen to these guys.
He is lame still. I don't know if anybody doesn't understand. They're not running me off of this point. Lame is an opinion. She even said it. So who's saying? Because that's their opinion. Yeah. She's from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. She wasn't going to date Russ back in 2000. Evolution, time came forward. She evolved to dating the lame dude. He is a good person, a good human being, but the dude is lame. Y'all know what lame is. Bro, you know how many people, I'm not putting nobody else in my boat because I'm peddling this by myself. I've talked to a number of people that's like, bro, you're right. He's not like that. He's inner city Atlanta dude is not hanging out with Russell Wilson. That's what I'm saying. It's lame. The dude does not, he got that moose shit in his hair. Honestly, bro, y'all looking around because y'all even know I'm right. The dude is not a cool person.
And this is exactly the problem I had personally growing up in the inner city, because I had really good parents. They were separated, but they always were involved in my growth, my development, sent me to good schools, made sure, I either was going to the military or college or whatever the case may be. I was always lame. I played sports and everything. I hung out with good people. I would consider all me and my boys, as the way they said, we were lame. We weren't the cool kids. We weren't grimy. We didn't get in trouble. We didn't have problems with the police. We weren't knocking over old ladies or busting in stores. We rapped, but we had fun rap, like Rapper's Delight. That was the days of the Sugar Hill Gang. We weren't like today's, quote unquote hip hop or rappers. But my main point is these guys are telling young kids an example of what it is to be cool and what it is to be lame. And young cats today who are trying to figure it out in their adolescence are trying to say, what direction do I want to go? Because if I try and be cool, but I want to, study in my books and I want to be upright and speak proper grammar, speak in perfect sentences, get my schoolwork done, then they're going to call me lame. But if I hang out with the quote unquote grimy cats, the cool cats, then I might get in trouble. We got to change the way we think. It's crazy.
Probably gonna have to do 2 videos on this. Channing Crowder of The Pivot. I saw the clip of these guys, Ryan Clark, Channing, having this conversation about Russell Wilson. And I'm going to say this, and I mean this from my heart. At what age, as black men, do you all give up wanting to be cool? Ryan Clark brought up the interview that Sierra did on the Breakfast Club and how he felt she handled it with grace. My issue is that what should have been done was you all should have been apologizing. Instead, you talked in circles and still ended up promoting this stereotype that black men are not cool if they not street niggas. On to say how Sierra handled this with grace, and because Channing's name was brought up by DJ Envy, and how the coolest thing about Russell Wilson is how he takes care of his family. Channing goes on to say that nobody's going to change his mind about what he said, and he said Sierra wouldn't have picked, she's from Atlanta, she wouldn't have picked a guy like Russell Wilson if she was still in Atlanta. Now, he then goes on to say that Russell Wilson would be considered cool to inner city Atlanta dudes like him. This man is 41 years old with 3 children. His oldest being a girl. So what you're telling me and the rest of the world is that it's okay for your daughter to go out and date a Future because he's cool, but not Russell Wilson because he's not cool to inner city guys. The ridiculous thing to me is that you are even using inner city dudes from Atlanta as a place to measure. You're measuring Russell Wilson. You're comparing Russell Wilson to dudes in Atlanta who probably ain't never left the hood. And this right here, this type of shit right here is why it is so difficult for young black boys to ever see themselves being an individual. This is what happens when you give ignorance money. This is what happens when the only option that a lot of them feel they have is rap, the streets, and fucking sports. Why is it that we want to put lame next to people who don't want to share in those experiences of having to come out of the trenches? That wasn't that man's life. So y'all want him to go around here flogging? Y'all want him to go around here acting like he a real street dude, and he know for a fact that that is not who he is? That was never his life. So you're going to penalize him for having a better life, for choosing better, and for... I really want black men to start holding black men accountable. It's really disheartening to even hear that y'all are speaking on another black man and his family. And y'all only gripe with this black man is that he's not cool. So if he's not cool, what is Future? And then y'all wonder why so many of these black boys choose to go and jump into shit that they are not even built for because they want to be considered cool. I am very disappointed.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome on board. So just like in the 2 videos that we've just watched, right, I don't know why we black culture, and this is not just Americans or black Americans, right, I don't know why black culture, we promote people that are from the streets. We promote this functionality, and this is not just black Americans. Just like I said, even in Africa, in Nigeria, there has been a change that I've noticed back home, right? But those days, like if a guy is not smoking, drinking, or doing all kinds of crazy stuff, or if he doesn't do a little bit of tough street life, then a guy is considered not cool, right? And it has changed now, drastically changed. But I'm still surprised that, you know, black Americans are still experiencing this. Like, it's cool to go to school, it's cool not to cheat, it's cool not to belong to the street, it's cool not to be part of, you know, gangs, it's cool to be an example to other black little boys looking up to you, right? And I don't know why people are coming for us. And I think one of the reasons is, okay, he's a cool guy, all gotten it together, why is he with Ciara? Because Ciara is a baby mama. Like, Ciara was with Future, who is known to be, we all know, you know, sleeping around, pay child support, has a lot of baby mamas. You know, honestly, you have a man that is worth almost $85 million and you're not calling him cool? That's the coolest human being that you can ever think of. This guy has no drama, has never cheated on Ciara, and he has recently made Ciara's or Future's son to be one of his, and he has been taking care of Future's son. So being good is not cool. And when was the last time, when was the last time being cool led you into being imprisoned? Please help me answer these questions, because we need a good leadership. We need good examples for black children, and not just black children, all the children in the world. And Russell is a very good definition of a good character, man of God, married Ciara, despite the fact a lot of people were angry that he married someone that, you know, has a child. You know, because back home in Nigeria, once you marry, if you're a single guy that has gotten your life together and you marry a single mother, you know, people would start saying, is it that they use juju on you? Is it that the person used a spell on you? You know, it happens in Africa too. So I'm surprised that Black Americans too, you know, you guys have that kind of mentality. But all I'm saying, this has to stop. So guys, what do you think? Please drop your thoughts in the comments and let's know what you think about these shenanigans coming for Russell being a stand-up great father and a great leader.
All right, so the other day I come across a TikTok video that stated, well, the creator's young brother, that stated that Russell Wilson has ruined his legacy. And so I was thinking this was going to be a good little football video, and I was preparing in my head a little response to it, right? And I thought it was talking about his football legacy, you know, where he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Then he signed on with Denver Broncos. That didn't work out quite so well. Then he went to the Pittsburgh Steelers and just spent a year there. And now he's with the Giants. So I was thinking that the guy was talking about how, you know, this once surefire, first team Hall of Famer was now turned into, you know, some sort of vagabond, right? Not really latching on. So I thought that's what the argument was going to be about, ruin his legacy. But that's not what the guy was talking about. This dude said Russell Wilson was going to ruin his legacy because he is married to Sierra. And they've been married like 10 years. And he said he's ruining his legacy because he is being known as a simp because he married a single mom and who had a baby when they got together, 1 year old. I think the baby's dad is a rapper named Future. And that Russell is being known as a simp because he married this single mother, raised a kid, and I think they just gave the kid hyphenated with his last name or whatever. But that's why he's ruining his legacy. I'm saying, what legacy is that? What legacy is Russell Wilson ruining by being a stepfather and a loving husband to his wife and having more kids by her? What legacy is he ruining? Guy said he was a simp. What? Hey, I'm old school. I don't know, but a man marrying a woman and having a nuclear family and being a father to all his kids, including a kid that's not biologically his own. If that's ruining a legacy, man, sign me up for that. Sign me up for that.
Why is it that when a woman is young in their 20s, let's say even in their late teens, and they meet what they think they want, and then when they do, they have that connection, they're vibing. Obviously, sometimes they'll have a child by them, they're out of wedlock, they break up, and they want better. So they do better. They get themselves together. They pray about it. They talking to God about it. They are wanting what is for them. Men, I'm gonna need y'all to listen on this one, especially the black men, because y'all getting on my nerves on this here internet about Russell Wilson. Yep, I'm talking about him. I'm talking about him. To find the man that she has probably prayed for. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? He taking in her own son like it's his son. What's wrong with it? Everything ain't for everybody. Granted, I'm saying this and I'm saying it loud. Black men, y'all need to stop thinking so little of yourselves, especially when it comes to creating a family where you have to be cool. You are setting an example for your own self on here. You are. So when your son grows up and sees you going to work every day, treating your girlfriend or wife or whatever with pride, loving on her, laughing with her, don't you think that's something that a black household would need? Or any type of household would want to see as a child? But you get up in here with these comments that he's lame for taking care of his family, for taking care of his wife. What type of shit is that? I don't understand the logic. And the thing about it is, do you have a father? Is your father in your life? What did your father do to you? Was he around? Did he speak to you kindly? Did he love on you? Did he go to your games? Did he
Struggling to see the problem that Russell Wilson just always puts black men in a chokehold. Because why is his name always in your mouth? It's getting obsessed. What is it about this specific black man that makes y'all so mad? He's a black man with a black wife, raising a black family, successful. He's unapologetically black. He's not disrespectful. He's God-fearing. What is the problem? I'm struggling to see it. So you want black women to continue to be with people like Future, right? Egotistical, a stereotypical, problematic view of black men, machismo that really should be going away 2025, but that's another conversation for another day. I don't understand why you're so adamant on downing Sierra for choosing to do with her biological child what she pleases. Because 9 times out of 10, the child is with her anyway. Future could have raised his child better, and this wouldn't be a situation. But the fact that Sierra wanted to give Russell Wilson's last name to Lil Future, that seems to be the problem. Why? The child pretty much knows Russell Wilson more than he knows his own biological dad. The child pretty much lives with Russell and Sierra. And the child is living in a predominantly 2 black parent home, which is beautiful. I thought that's what we wanted for our black children to see. Russell's a cornball for stepping up to the plate to take care of another man's child. That's crazy. Because he wouldn't have to do that if Future was a great dad. History states that he has not been a great dad. So, you know what? We're going to demean Russell because of that. Yeah. The moral of the story is black men come in all shapes and sizes. Russell Wilson is an example of a great black man. And I would never, ever change my mindset on that. I don't have a problem with Russell, even though he's on my Giants right now. And yesterday he put up a stinker. That's another video. But my respect goes out to Russell because he's unapologetically winning out left right now. And that seems to make you guys mad because Future's over there spiraling. Music has been trash lately. Changing his hair color, cutting off his dreads. He looks absolutely insane. But that's the person you want to defend, right? I digress. It's your boy B, and I'm
okay. So I keep seeing these videos about Russell Wilson, and it baffles me how bothered you guys are. It is crazy that y'all be so bothered by a woman that is being taken care of. Lord forbid she have children, and the person that's taking care of her is not the biological father, but in fact a stepfather who stepped up and decided to take on this role and not just call himself a stepfather, but be active in every aspect. This man is doing what a lot of men is not willing to do. And I ain't gonna even say not willing to do, because there are plenty men that are good men. There are plenty men that are godly men. There are plenty men that's willing to step up. But unfortunately, they get clowned and called simps, and they get called whatever y'all want to call them, lame and squares and all of that. It is so weird, but y'all are the first ones that always talk about single parents. Y'all are always talking about single women, but the biggest thing is y'all are deflecting. Y'all don't want to see that y'all are the problem, and a lot of times y'all really think y'all bigger than the program. Y'all think because women have children that stops them from being who they are. It changes the fact that they still have that light. Y'all think it changes the fact that their body still gets snatched back. Y'all think it changes the fact that God still has somebody for them. Y'all think it changed the fact that it stops anything just because of the fact that she has children, and it doesn't. And I think y'all think it stops at the baby daddy, because that's the mindset of a lot of baby mothers, and that's the mindset of a lot of pookies, as they would say. Y'all think it stops with y'all, and because of the fact that it doesn't, y'all are bothered. Because of the fact that y'all don't have the capacity to do and allow God to lead y'all so that y'all can truly lead a household, y'all love to pick on those who can. Y'all love to pick on the men who know who they are, who know their identity in Christ, who don't care about what y'all saying, who still gonna do what they want to do and still treat their wife the way that they should, and still honor their wife, and still put their wife on the pedestal under God, and still treat that woman how she's supposed to be treated, and still see her beyond the children that she had. Y'all be real bothered and real pressed, and it be giving it. And excuse my baby in the background. But yeah, y'all really be sending me because y'all are so bothered, and it's actually sad, and it actually shows why we as a community cannot grow. Because all these videos that are coming across my timeline talking about Russell Wilson and how lame he is, y'all need to be promoting this type of behavior so that there won't be as many broken families as there are. Y'all need to push this narrative. This is the narrative that we need to push. We need to publicize this more in a more positive way. And whether you publicize it in a positive way or not, Russell is still gonna be Russell. And that's the good thing about those type of men. They're gonna operate in their identity regardless. They don't care nothing about what you got going on, how you feel, because that is who they are. They're not acting. That ain't no front. That ain't no facade. That change after 30 days, change after 3 months, change after a year. No, this is who this person is. Whoever raised him instilled good morals and principles in him. He knew who he wanted to be. He knew what he wanted to be. He knew he wanted to be a godly husband. He found him a godly wife. And I'm glad that Sierra found love because she deserves it. And it ain't for nobody else to like or respect. It ain't for nobody else. And I love the fact that he's a man who operates in who he is. And he don't care nothing about no outside noise. As he shouldn't. And we need more strong-willed men who don't see nobody but their wife, who not only treats their wife, and this is based off of the words of Sierra because we know only what we see, but as Sierra stated, this is not something that's just being done on the camera. This is him off the camera. And a lot of y'all only know how to act, and I think that's what the problem is.
Baby daddies and stuff like that. So seeing someone like Roselle accepting Sierra, a single mother, and accepting her child and giving them a stability, giving them love, a God-fearing man that has standard, that triggers the living day out of them. Just don't get it why at this time in 2025, instead of us to be better people, you know, why is that so? Everyone is meant to be loved irrespective of whether you have children, single, or whatever issue. Love is love. It doesn't matter, right? And I think Roselle family should teach a lot of black men that we can do better. Roselle to me is the standard. This guy is not cheating, not embarrassing his family. He's a dedicated family, being there for his children and his stepson. I mean, what more are we looking for? Aren't we supposed to be encouraging that we have a functional black families out there? I just don't get it. Why black men, you know, black American men, why are you triggered? This should be the standard. You know, a household with father, mother, children, father going to work, father doing things, teaching children how to be responsible, keeping a job, you know, doing all the great things. That should be the standard. I mean, why are we triggered? Are we so lost in this functionality that once we see a functioning families, we get triggered? Is this the new normal? Please, and please, this has to stop. Let's get more functional families. And this is not just with the Russell and Sierra. Even James, the, you know, basketballer, you know, people kept throwing that, like, there's so much hate for James, the basketballer, right? Like, he has a stable family. I've never heard of him cheating on nobody. You know, he makes sure he's married to a black person. Like, he's married to a black woman. Is that not what we've always wanted? Black, rich, affluent men to be married to black women. So why are we getting triggered? Like, I need somebody to wake me from this Lulu, because this is giving all kinds of high degree of dysfunctionality. I mean, we need to do better as a people. So guys, what do you think? Please drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you have comfort in this video, please hit on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, hit on the share button. I always come back for more new updates. See you in the next one.